My goodness. Man. Ooh-wee. That's a messed up hair. Hi, Sissy. I forgot to tell anybody I was going live. You know, because I'm so smart. Hey, Ronnie. I don't have much to talk about. My hair is atrocious. I gotta take a shower before I go to bed. I got some messy hair. Ooh, I still smell like a campfire. Hey, Anna. Well, it went by too fast. Anna, is it Anna? Am I saying it right? Well, yeah. I mean, I can talk all day too. I'm just saying. Um, Annalise. Okay, I thought so. I've always heard it, but I haven't heard it. I haven't seen it spelled out. So, oh, look at my hair, y'all. This is from like 2.5 days of wearing my stocking cap. Because, you know, as soon as I got back into town, I had to go let dogs out. So, I mean, I just kind of went from, isn't that a mess? That is a hot mess. Anywho, boot, boozed. I'm telling you, D snores. Orla is precious. I just want you to know she is precious. What was funny is um, Dee told me that between me and Lizzie alternating on our snores, because Bella would do her dog snore and then I would snore. I mean, it just kind of worked out that way. That Lizzie got up and went and laid between Denny and Dee. You're at work, Booger? We're telling. What's your boss's number? We're telling right now. Right now. But hey, Christine. Um, but we had a good time. I got up there. Hey, ready? I'm waiting on one of my videos to upload, and nothing more than just I recorded on the drive. Once you turn onto the off road of the main road, I know this is kind of like backwards talking, but once you turn off the main road onto the back road to get to her place, well, I started recording because I love that drive. And so, but YouTube, it just takes forever to upload. And then the bonus footage is after I got onto the property. I videoed because I had to open the gate. And as soon as I came through the gate, I videoed some because the creek was high. Creek was real high. And it was just beautiful though. It reminds me of Tennessee because I've been through the Smoky Mountains. I've been through like the Pisgah National Forest and all that. And you know how in Tennessee and North Carolina and stuff, they have those really wide creeks that are just beautiful that run right beside. You better quit, boy. Um, yeah, you call that number and see what happens. But anyway, you know they run alongside the mountain roads. So anyway, that's kind of how it looks when you get there. Um, so, but anyway, the trick was getting up the hill, and so I videoed it the entire time. And I won't tell you, I dang near almost didn't get up the well, I got up the side of the mountain, but once it levels out, see, it's the muddy pit is what I call it. And I must be losing some tread on my tires. Because I'm going to tell you, it was just as bad the last time I went, but it was, it rained the night before I got there this time. But holy moly, I didn't think my truck was going to make it. I mean, I couldn't even hear it spinning. I just like started coming to a stop. And of course, Dee and Sandy and them, they're way on up there at the camp spot, and they're looking at me, and I'm like, I don't think I'm going to make it. And I was trying to stay in some good ruts to get myself up there, but anyway, I made a video of that too, so that'll have to get uploaded tomorrow. Oh, I slipped and that's the thing. I didn't slide like I was trying to do donuts or anything. I just couldn't get any grab, and I don't have all-terrain tires on my truck. But I want all-terrain tires the next time I buy tires. These are just the tires that came on it when I bought it a couple of years ago. But they don't have enough grab on them. And I'm like, and this is when a four-wheel drive would have really come in handy. So I was at the stretch of what my two-wheel drive truck could do. So, whoo, I thought for a minute I was going to have to get my Crocs dirty. And they were going to have to get out of the truck, and they were going to have to, but I got there. The old Dodge pulled through. Hey, Matt. Matt, are you not I'm fixing to, Matt, I'm so used to seeing you blue. You're now blue. Toot toot. Matt's blue. This isn't the same without Dee on the other end of the phone. I don't know, where's Dee? Where'd she go? She's probably taking a nap. But anyway, got to the campsite and yeah, I'm so used to seeing his name blue. But got to the campsite, and one of the things I wanted to do was I had bought me a little camping table to put by my chair, and I got it off Amazon. It's oh crud, I can't remember what it's called. I said it in the video. Something Trek. Anyway, got it off Amazon. And it just folds right up, and then it comes in two small. I can't remember. I don't even know why I'm gonna pull it up. I forgot. Y'all know I live on Amazon. I will tell you what it is so you can see if you want one. Okay, Trekology. That's it. It's a portable camping side table, aluminum top, and the legs expand. But anyway, you can find it on Amazon. It's called Trekology. Trekology. And I got the blue one. So, and then the other thing I got was one of those little camp stoves that they're only about like, see my hands, they're only like this tall, and it came in like 3 sections maybe. And you can just use twigs and sticks and stuff to get it started. Now what I should have done, but it takes goofing with it to realize what you need, but I should have brought some either charcoal briquettes or, that's right, Ronnie. So when me and Boo have, like a little quiet time together, we've got a little fire. And But I was also going to get some wood pellets, and but the thing is I would use, you know, little brittle sticks, but I couldn't keep a heat going with it. They would just reduce to ashes too quick. And so anyway, Sandy was helping me with it, so I just wanted to experiment with it. So yesterday, and that was on day one, but on yesterday, Dee was hurting her. You know, sometimes she has problems with her stomach, cause it just causing a pain. It's not that she so much has a stomach ache or an upset stomach, but there's just something inside internally that just hurts. Well, it flared up, and so she was like out of the game after breakfast, and she just stayed inside, stayed in bed. Denny took care of her, and you know, would get her hot, warm milk, and just, I mean, just trying all sorts of things that have worked in the past. So she was off the map yesterday. So me and Lizzie kind of went out to the gifting area, kind of poked around. She had a little video camera, so she was experimenting videoing, and of course Bella was with us, and uh, you know, she was just, so you hear her tromping around, and I really didn't have any video. I didn't video a lot. I was real surprised. Now yesterday was real gray. It was a really gray day. It was really cold. The high only got to like 44, and there was like no sun. So, and then Sandy kept the campfire going, but I had this novel idea that, and I had brought 3 Jiffy Pop popcorns. And if you remember those from your childhood, you know they were a cool thing. So I was like, I want to try if I can get a fire going on my camp stove and pop Jiffy Pop popcorn. Well, never could keep a consistent flame. Of course, Sandy was telling me that I didn't have enough, like, bed of coals in my thing, and I mean, we kept stuffing it and stuffing it and stuffing it with sticks, and it'd flame up, and then it would just, you know, reduce down to nothing. Uh, it was getting frustrating. So I couldn't keep a consistent heat to, you know, shake that pan and get the popcorn and the oil going. So finally, Sandy just took it to the campfire, and she just, man, she started working it over a big flame, and all of a sudden, well, I'll back up. We killed the first one. We absolutely burnt the first one to a crisp. And Sandy, you know, because when you pull the center piece of cardboard off of it, it leaves like a little paper ring around it. Well, she caught that on fire, and so it just kind of, oh, it was horrible. And so anyway, we had like a really deformed looking, because, you know, if you remember these from your childhood, you know, as it starts to pop, it goes from just being flat to it looks like, you know, a big silver bowling ball. Okay. Well, ours didn't look like that. It was about it kind of looked like it had a tumor or something. I don't know. It was crazy. Anyway, we burnt the snot out of that one, and so we sent Lizzie in to go get the second one. We're like, I'm determined we're going to pop this popcorn. And Lizzie had no idea. She'd never had Jiffy Pop popcorn before, but Sandy knew about it. So anyway, Sandy just took it over to the campfire, and she got busy with it, just shaking it. And all of a sudden, man, once it started going, it just, you know, did its thing, and it was delicious. It was wonderful. And so, but we were just, you know, kind of just messing around because we didn't have our leader outside. Our leader was uh she was in bed. She was not feeling well. So it finally, gosh, got to about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and between 5:30, we just finally go inside, because I literally get to a point where I'm like, I can't take it anymore. I am so cold, and my feet were cold. Because, you know, I just wear compression socks 99% of the time. I wear sporty looking compression socks, thank you. And I have my Crocs on because I know I'm not going to go tromping off. You know, I can't pull a Wood Booger Farm venture. And so, uh, it was Uptown. I love Jiffy Pop popcorn. But I just thought, you know, hey, let's do it over the fire. But I'm going to tell you, there's a trick to doing it over an open flame. It's a whole lot easier to just rake it back and forth over the burner on your stove. So if you want to challenge yourself, try a campfire. But anyway, well, I had some socks in my truck. And I'm like, I'm going to have to put some cotton socks on my feet. But, so anyway, so we go inside. And we're trying to decide what we want to eat for dinner because we didn't eat lunch. And but we had a late breakfast. And Dee made some killer scrambled. Well, she made mine scrambled. She made regular bacon, but everybody else had like I don't know, what's the flip over eggs? You know, where you let it sit for a minute and then you flip it over. Is it a fried egg? I don't eat them that way, so I don't. I guess it'd be a fried egg. But anyway, Denny wanted his like over easy. Sonny said, "What? Yeah, yeah." Well, I mean, the other side got some heat too, but I mean, it wasn't like cook on the bottom and just raw on top. I mean, she turned them over and then gave that a minute or so and then put them on a plate. But I eat mine scrambled most of the time, so she scrambled mine, and it was cast iron skillet, so that was delicious. But it was right after that, she didn't start feeling well. She was hurting. So anyway, we just kind of played on our own, you know, because Mama wasn't feeling good, so we just went outside. But I ended up getting sleepy, so I ended up laying back down, and so I went outside after 1:30. But we had a good time. The first night, I was going to tell you this, the first night, we had clear weather, and I put the infrared light on top of my camera. And Denny, Sandy, and Lizzie are sitting at the campfire, and Dee goes, like, you know, she wanted me to record again at that spot where I had recorded Boo, you know, last time. So I got up and I went over towards my truck because I wanted to be just a little bit closer instead of just staying in the chair. I wanted to kind of move a little bit closer, maybe giving my camera in the infrared, you know, a little bit better shot at seeing what's over there. And you know, I was able to video, but it wasn't, I don't know where the interference was. I don't know if it's because it was cold. I don't know. And it wasn't that I was having a lot of campfire interference, you know, from the smoke. But anyway, as I'm looking through my LCD screen, I can see a pair of eyes low to the ground, and they were moving quick, and it wasn't, you know, like a four-legged animal. Hey, Frank. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't like a stray dog. It wasn't a stray anything four-legged. And so anyway, I get Dee's attention. She comes over there, and if you're looking at my LCD screen, you see the words right dead smack in the middle, night shot. And I told Dee, I said, right in the middle where it says night shot is where I'm looking. And I only saw like one set of eyes. But out there on the property, and all you'd have to do is go back and look at some other videos in the daytime stuff. You'll see the tall weeds, they're brown. And it's just tall grass, kind of weed grass. And it's maybe, what? It's not 2 foot, but I mean, it's probably 18 to 22 inches tall. And it's the same stuff over there in the wood line. Well, that's where I was seeing the eye shine, and it was keeping itself low, below that level, using that tall grass as concealment. And I could see the eyes, and they moved very deliberately. Like, this spot isn't good, let me just move over, and it was real quick. And Dee saw it too, and I never could capture it well on video. So that was frustrating because it just, it becomes something that it's a story. It's not something I can show you. I'll post the video when I'm able. Maybe y'all can see it, maybe you can't. I don't know. I never could see it in the video, but it was, it's just probably going to go down as one of those things that it's going to be a story. It's not going to be something that anybody will be able to see. But it was deliberate movement, and it was low. It was pretty crazy. But you'll be happy to know that the 2 nights I was there, I didn't get to sleep in the loft. That was my plan, was to sleep in the loft. And because one of the stabilizing bars is not, there's something wrong with it, so she didn't want anything up top that would have, caused some unbalancing. And I would have been the thing that caused it to be unbalanced. But anyway, but you'll be happy to know I was not a nervous wreck this time. Very, I mean, I didn't have the anxiety this time that I had the first time. First trip, I was a wreck. I was a wreck. But this time, it just felt like returning to a place that I'm comfortable at, So I was really grateful for that, because it lets you relax more, And so but Lizzie and I, wait a minute, what now? Not to get too far off subject, but y'all see the live feed, Kevin, thing where he found the dead body? No. He was on a live feed and he found a dead body? That's crazy. Was it a homeless person or something? So he kept it up? He kept the video up? Oh, a veteran? Was it? Did he just die from being cold, or was it a suicide? Hopefully they didn't go poking around too much, disturb the scene. But that's the cop in me coming out. A lot of this is the time of year where a lot of transients die from the cold. Because a lot of them don't want to stay in the shelters, because even though the shelter is a great concept, they're not always the safest, because you do have other creepy people in the shelter that, will steal from you, would fight you. So we always ran across a lot of transient people who we were like, do you want us to take you to the Salvation Army? And they're like, they don't want to stay in there. So, they're out there trying to brave the cold, and they're not equipped for it. A lot of them don't have knit, the stocking caps and proper gloves and all. And they would just rather take their chances out in the woods than they would in a shelter. And, not everybody has that experience when they're in a shelter, but a lot of these guys and gals will tell you that they'd rather take their chances sleeping on a park bench than sleeping in some of the shelters. And we've got 2 shelters in town that do intake, and Salvation Army is one of them, and Highway 80 Rescue Mission's the other one. Shelters are rough. They sound great in marketing, and, But I guarantee whoever's out there promoting the shelter hadn't slept in one. Because I know at the Salvation Army, of course it's divided, but like all the men, they stay in one big open room and they have bunks. So that means if you're a heavy sleeper and somebody else isn't, and they're a creeper, they're gonna creep around. They steal from each other. I mean, and then that starts a fight. So, because we used to have to respond to those places. So, but now a lot of those that are homeless that won't stay there or sleep there, um, they don't mind going there to eat a meal, but they don't want to sleep there. So, but it's still sad just the same that he found somebody. But that doesn't strike me as uncommon. This time of the year, the winters are really hard, and our winters here they're up and down. I mean, but you go in the northern states where there's a lot of snow, harsh winters. That's tough on folks. They're not going to be sleeping on a park bench. They can't. They'll die of hypothermia. But anyway, I just wanted to climb on here for no good reason and show off my 2-day-old stocking cap hair. Y'all can tell I'm just not that vain about my appearance anymore. I used to be. I used to keep my hair all in check, which I go for a haircut tomorrow, so it won't be this crazy. But y'all seeing it raw. But why so many in ads? Thank you, Frank. That is, Boo liked it. That is 2-day-old crazy stocking cap hair right there. That's some sexy stuff right there. Why so many in abusive relationships have hard time leaving? Are you asking that? Are you asking the question? Why so many that are in abusive relationships have a hard time leaving? I'll wait till you say yes or no before I give you my opinion. Were you asking? Can you hear me? Was that a question, Annalise? One nod yes, two nods no. If you're asking that, in my opinion, no. I'm saying that why they have a hard time is, well, now we have a specific shelter just for a lot of people have to do that too. Bye, Ronnie. Now we have a specific shelter in town that has an undisclosed location, but it's where women who are physically abused or abused of any, if they have to go into that shelter, they take care of them. But a lot of women with children, if they're just needing a place to go to get out of the elements, or they just don't have a future plan set up, then they'll go to the Salvation Army. But when they go to the actual women's center shelter, it's for a more specific need. But Ronnie, Frank called you old. See, this is a great topic that Nala could expand upon, but she's not here. But you know, I don't mind the shelters as far as having them, and my goodness, 36 years, a long time. Ronnie probably does love you. You didn't hack his bank account, did you, Frank? He's missing some money, and he's looking for the suspect. We all said it could be Frank. Not sure if it's Frank, but you know, we just kind of threw you under the bus. But anyway, well, I didn't want nothing, and we probably need to get off of here before Rick comes back, because you know, when Mr. Wells and Wood Booger get together, it's pretty tough. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna go take a shower, cause I be styling. Oh gosh, don't see, Frank. See, you can't feel this. Yes, when Mr. Wells and Wood Booger get in the same chat, they're dangerous. They are dangerous. And Mr. Wells is supposed to be working. But you know, he's been trolling me lately because he's a little jealous of Boo. And you know, I stuffed Boo in a sack in my sleeping bag, and brought him back to Texas. We had a good time. We had a good time. I just hate that D was kind of out of pocket. Now, D was up there a lot longer than I was. D got up there, let's see, Christmas was Tuesday. They were supposed to go Wednesday, so they went Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. What is today? Wednesday? And then they were there 6 days, and they left today with me. They left right behind me. We all pulled out together. And so, oh, he needs to tell y'all what she saw. We were standing at the gifting area, and she was retelling to me a story that I guess it was maybe a couple days before I got there, that out of the corner of her eye she saw something that got her attention. And we're talking from the gifting area. If she was standing at the gifting area to the left, it was probably 25 yards away maybe. But anyway, and Lizzie saw it too. She saw a younger booger. It sounds so silly to say young booger. A younger booger, probably taller than her, and she's 5'7". So we're going to give it at least 6 foot. But she said it was just standing there, and it wasn't moving. I mean, it was like a statue, but he was showing himself. And so anyway, we, I guess, looked at Lizzie and then looked back. He was gone, but they both saw it. So, but she needs to tell that story. She can tell it better than I can. And she walked over there to stand in the area. So when Lizzie and I yesterday were just kind of milling around with our camcorders, we sat there, but I kept looking over at that area, and I thought, wouldn't that be cool if he came back? So, but, you know, I just kind of pan my video around and just hope it captures something, because it's so hard to see through the LCD screen. So usually I just try to make sure I'm doing a shot, and then I'm looking with my eyes, you know, and I'll let the camera do its thing, but I'm always kind of looking around to see if there's something, you know, bumping around that I'm not noticing on camera. So we need a booger family camp out this summer at D's or Rick's. Well, these boogers are laid back. I'm a lot less nervous. I was not anxious um, at all this time. These plays, hers are pretty laid back. Rick's got like the crazy activity. His would be a place I wouldn't mind going to, but I mean there'd need to be people there for me to not be a nervous wreck. But this time when I went, I was really. I mean, I felt like I was just kind of returning for a camp out. I didn't have any anxiety, um, nothing. Um, so I had no trouble going to sleep when we were in the RV at night, sitting around the table talking, and we had the blinds were up. It was dark outside. I wasn't anxious at all. I don't. I mean, it was a completely different vibe for me this time. Now, I think the first time I was such a train wreck because it was just the first time. There's a difference, when you're doing everything on the computer here and then you show up and it's real. And so that was a big deal for me. And so everything that was happening, that Dee would sit there and hang her head out, the window and go, "Hey, babe, I'm doing, stop it." And yeah, I was very comfortable. And the 2 nights that I was there for the nighttime, I took my Ambien and like called it quits, because I hate that feeling of being up for like 24 hours. I hate that. Didn't bother me as a kid, but it don't set well with me now at 52. So, but we would just kind of. Dee is a booger whisperer, and so. But that's why, I mean, she wasn't so certain like on those 2 nights there. Um, I couldn't tell from her if she felt like they were there, or we just didn't hear. I didn't Now I left my voice recorder out for 12 hours. So I've got 12 hours of audio I got to listen to. I didn't put it out last night. Um and so I don't know if anything happened last night, but I don't know. Um we all kind of crashed. I think we all slept pretty soundly. I mean, we were kind of up and down a little bit last night, but um, I didn't hear anything that woke me up. We even we even slept with the kitchen window shade up, and last time that was a big deal for me. Everything had to be shut. I didn't even care. It was so dark outside, and it was dark in the RV, and I'm like, if there's something outside, I'm not gonna see it. Unless it taps the window, I'm not gonna know it's there. Now I kept the shade where I was at down, and Lizzie had the dinette this time, which is the big window, and she had her shade down, but we had the window at the opposite end of my head, which would have been at her feet. We left that shade up, and we didn't notice it. So I mean, I was completely under a different vibe this time, and Lizzie pointed out this morning. She goes, "Oh, we left that window up," and she goes, "There could have been a booger watching you all night." And I said, "Unless it tapped on the window, I didn't even know it was there. If it was there." So, but I never heard anything thump or bump the RV. And now Dee would be more awake than I would, and she'll leave her window open, which it opens outward like this. It's not a slide in her bedroom, so if she heard anything, she'll just have to tell you herself. I don't know, because I know a lot of times, and plus it was just really cold, so um, to keep heat, they didn't leave the windows open too long. But anyway, I'm gonna get off of here. I'm gonna go take a shower, do something with this. It gets cut tomorrow, so it won't look so sloppy and messy. So, but anyway, had a good time. and can't wait to do it again. It'll probably be a while because, you know, ain't no way. If I barely made it through the muddy pit now, there ain't no way I'd be able to make it. And it'd just be too cold in February to go. Probably March. It'll probably be closer to summertime before I can get back up there. Plus, you know, I got pet customers, so. But anyway, all right, guys, peace out. And maybe Dee can give an account of her experiences before I got there. And there wasn't much going on when I got there, which is fine. I just like being out there and being away from reality for a couple days. So, all right, guys, I will talk to y'all later. And throughout the day tomorrow, I'll try to get some of these little videos uploaded that I did video for. So, talk to y'all.